up, y'all? Welcome back. Another episode of Electric Vision. We're out here at Golden Hour recording. So today on Electric Vision, we're gonna do something a little bit different. I'm gonna give you all some insight into my creative process. You know, as artists, there's a lot of decisions that go into the finished piece. And the audience, you know, looks at the finished piece and they're like, wow, you know, this is awesome, it really spoke to me, but they don't always know all of the creative decisions that go into it. So I'm gonna shed some light on that. We're gonna make an awesome mixed media project. It's fucking golden hour right now. It's so beautiful. So thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe. You know where the button is. Beautiful sunset. So the project that I will be working on today is gonna be a mixed media project inspired by nature. I'm gonna get some photographs of the I'm gonna get some photographs of the sunset, of the sky, of, you know, everything around us, and then see what happens from there. The idea in my mind right now is that I want to go crazy with the colors and do a little collage, like a hands-on collage. The main thing that I'm going to be photographing tonight while there's still sunset out here is a lot of contrast in nature, you know, whether that's between the trees and the sky. We have like some props, we got benches and whatever that thing is over there. But this is a really beautiful spot. Some flowers over there. Basically just gonna look for any type of landscape photo and then possibly do another close-up photo to kind of balance them out and bring in some contrast and different perspectives when we make the final collage. So let's see what I come up with. Looks like we're gonna get a pretty cool sunset. Fun fact, this is the spot where my friends and I used to go when we were ditching school, because you could get there behind our high school and it's pretty close to my house, so no one ever knew we left. Perfect timing for the sunset. Oh, can't wait. So we found this cool little farm tractor thing. Not really sure what it is, but it's gonna definitely provide some unique framing for our collage. Also, pro tip, when you're shooting right into the sun, make sure your ISO is on 100 or whatever the lowest setting on your camera is, because otherwise it'll get very blown out and you won't be able to see the really cool details in the clouds. Found some wildflowers. I'm gonna get a little close-up shot. We also found a little community garden. Such beautiful colors in here. I love being surrounded by all this color. Props if you remember from the first episode how much I love flowers. You guys already know I was gonna be obsessed with the purple ones. They're so cool. They even have little yellow flowers inside of them. So really quickly, I just wanted to show everyone what my process is like in Lightroom. I usually start editing the, you know, more basic things in the photo, like the exposure, contrast, highlights, and shadows. And then from there, I go on and do some color grading to bring out the tones that I want to emphasize in the image. If you know me, you know my style. I love going crazy with the colors, and these two photos were definitely no exception.
Sounds good.
In here at CVS, going to get the pictures picked up. I like CVS for picture prints because they're really cheap, and especially when you're doing things like this and it doesn't need to be the highest quality. It's fast and easy. Gotta go with the purple glue stick, of course. Okay, so I just got my prints from CVS. We're about to look and see how they came out. Wow, see what I mean about the quality? Like, it's really good for really cheap. The colors look nice and saturated, just how I wanted. Oh, so exciting. I got that one the biggest. Ooh, This one came out a little dark, but I like the way it looks. And we have our flowers. Oh, look at this crisp shot. So now we're gonna bring everything together and make the final collage. I have all my prints here. I think I want this photo to be the main focus of the collage. I did get this one printed at an 8x10 and the rest of them are 6x8. And we will be working with this square piece of paper, which is 12x12. I want to challenge myself to do this collage on a square piece of paper because I feel like I usually work with vertical dimensions or horizontal dimensions, but you know, figured just switch it up, make it this one a 1x1 and challenge myself a little bit. So I think I want this photo to be the main focus of the collage, and I'm just gonna kind of mess with them. I like the vertical perspective in this one, and I think I want this one to be horizontal just to like balance them out a little bit. Maybe put them on opposite sides. Not really sure, but we're gonna see what happens. And this is gonna be a pretty simple collage. I'm basically just using this purple glue that I bought from CVS and some Scotch tape. I am actually okay with the tape being shown. I think that's gonna kind of add to it. I'm gonna rip some of the photos and give them that natural ripped effect. So I'm gonna put the tape just right on top rather than, you know, folding it underneath the photo. Always like a puzzle trying to put everything together. I like this. We kind of have like a little 4x4 going on. So some of you might remember from the first episode my tip of using scissors to give it a little slice because the photo paper is thicker, and then you can get this nice natural ripped effect. So we're gonna do kind of like this. They have this really dark purple cloud on the bottom. It wasn't quite that dark when I was looking at it in Lightroom, so I think that, you know, when it was printed, it just made this appear a little bit darker, but I feel like this isn't really adding much to the photo, so we're gonna rip that part right off. I like where this is going. I like the flowers on top, and this photo I'm obsessed with. I feel like this one is one of those photos that you could put in the frame at Michael's as like a test photo. So here we have our halfway done collage. I cut it to make sure it's the full size of the paper. And now we're gonna put a little paint on top and add some mixed media. We're back. It's time to paint. I got all my materials set up. I always get very excited when it's time to paint. Something about having this blank canvas in front of me, even when the canvas isn't really blank, you know, bringing the vision to life, and something about just mark making and blending the paint together is really calming for me. I don't put a lot of pressure on myself when I'm painting. So what I'm thinking right now, the gears are turning, is I feel like the main theme of this collage is beautiful moments in nature, and you know, maybe they seemed mundane at the time, but to an artist they're all pieces of art. Especially this flower right here, I'm obsessed with. But I want to just kind of accentuate the elements that we already see going on right off the top of my head. I want to blend these clouds together and add some more leaves and plant elements, maybe some grass coming up from the bottom. We'll see what other ideas start coming to me as we start painting. What's going to be interesting while we paint over this photo paper is that it has a glossy texture. You can see the light reflecting off of it. So not quite sure how that's going to blend with the acrylic paint. I have the Golden's Open Medium. This helps the paint not dry as fast and also makes it more liquidy. You can see through the ones that I photographed, the shadows are on the bottom and the highlights are on the top for this sunset, so I want to keep that consistent while I'm painting. So for this part, I am really bringing out some of the green in the landscape. I wanted to accentuate these leaves around the flower, and I really like the way this is coming out. I actually did a darker green color first and then went on top of it with the lighter green, and it's blending really nicely. Also, some people who paint professionally might say that it's cheating to start with so many colors, but I say it's more fun this way, because if you start with this many colors, you can just make that many more, but that's just my opinion. Okay, and now the final reveal. Still wet, but I really like the way this came out. I think it was just honestly a fun exercise for me to work with multiple mediums, and I'm especially impressed with the leaves and the nice shading and how I was able to bring out these little pops of nature in the final collage. Now I'm gonna hang it up. Everyone for tuning in. I hope you were inspired to go create something today, even if it's just creating something for yourself, and see you on the next episode. Focus. But if it does like this, like sometimes it really blows up the sky.